Oh, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on Sunday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. Money making day, money making Sunday. Lot to talk about. Not a huge card, lot to talk about. I'm glad to be here with the guys. Mitch, see you got your green on today, your Lux shirt on. What's happening?
Nothing much. It's my once a year this shirt makes it out of the closet, and today's that day. So last year it was in Vegas. It was the opening. Usually the NCAA tournament is started by March 17th. Usually it's the Thursday or Friday games, but this year a week later, and I got no problem with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Selection Sunday. Excited about that?
I'm like less excited about the selection and the whole hoopla of the tournament. I'm just ready to bet the games again. That's all I really care about. I don't understand how the selection committee works. I don't understand the criteria. They've changed it a few times. This quad one, it's like 2-7 in quad, no 2-7 in quad one games, and then they say, oh, but look at the quality wins, But it's like so it's basically like if you get your ass stomped, it really doesn't matter as long as you beat the 40th ranked team or 50th ranked team in the nation. It supersedes losing by 60 in all the rest of your meaningful games. It just doesn't make any sense to me. The old RPI system, I was a much bigger fan of, which still didn't get it right, but at least it was closer than this, which basically puts way too much weighting on November and December and not enough weighting on what have you done for me lately? Who's hot coming in? Also, it overstates certain teams that are ranked higher. Big Ten conference teams like that, which haven't, which shows why in recent years the conferences like the Big Ten get a ton of bids into the conference. Yet when they get into the play, they're not competitive. They get their ass whipped. I mean, you look at it. Teams like they losing, to teams like Ohio, losing to Dayton, losing, early rounds. Not even getting to the second weekend. Number one seed losing to Fairleigh Dickinson. It goes on and on and on. And it's all because of this flawed system. And of course, the people who make the system are the ones who know it's flawed. So they're not going to change it to make it better. That's for sure. The last answer they had is let's expand it so everybody makes the tournament. It's like that would be even worse.
Question before I go to Roof. Which one's worse? The college football committee and their selections or college basketball?
Basketball. Because college football, at least they're consistent with how shitty they are at it. With college basketball, there's no rhyme or reason, man, and there's no explanation. It's like it all comes down to all these numbers. And in college football, I guess they're about the same. They're just they're both a bunch of crooks. At least this year they came out and said in college football that this is run by the SEC and the Big Ten, and that's basically the results that you're going to get. Are results that are slanted towards those two conferences. And with the selection committee last year, using all their criteria that they said that they used, Rutgers rated out to be the 35th best team in the nation and was on the outside looking in with no less than 6 teams ranked worse than they were using the exact same criteria that they said that they used, all in. And, if you don't tell me that teams like Syracuse, Indiana, all the big name schools like that getting in. You watch Texas A&M with the 350th ranked shooting in the nation. They're going to get in, because they're an SEC team. It's ridiculous, man. It's like, what about all the ass whoopings you took? It doesn't count all of a sudden. I could see if you win your conference tournament, but, that's not what happens. And I think what we see is that all these teams that are near the bottom, and then it's like, what makes it even worse is they get into the bracket and they're ranked in that 6-7 seed, right? And it's like, oh, look at all the upsets. Yeah, because you put Ohio State as a 5, man, when they freaking are out of the tournament. Why does a 12 beat a 5 every single year? Because half those 5 shouldn't even be in the tournament at all. That's why.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Got a lot to talk about today, man. A lot more.
Well, we could do a live show when they select the teams. We could bash them one by one as they release if anyone's up for it. If not, I'm fine for tomorrow's show, filibuster. We don't have a big card tomorrow, so either way.
Ruffalo, what's happening, my man? A lot going on today and yesterday.
Yeah, a lot happening. Yeah, I think the other thing about basketball and why that committee's flawed is because there's a lot more opportunities for them to hide. With college football, when they do those reveal shows every week and reveal like the top 8 or whatever.
Oh God!
But I'm just saying it's usually the same teams or teams that you're like, okay, yeah.
But those first 4 that they named, that's like the LeBron announcement that he was going to the Heat, man.
No, I know.
It's the same thing. It's like not one time since they started that reveal show, not one time has those 4 teams that they announced in the first 4 ever made it. Not one time.
No, that's
not
true.
even once. Not even close.
But I'm saying at least like the 10 teams that they normally keep in that rotation are teams that are like, okay, yeah, I can see them in the top 4, top 6.
But then what they do, Chris, at the end of the day, the eye test.
Yeah, no, I know.
Eye test. And then you get fucking Texas in there, man. It's like, what a joke. I mean, what a joke that was. It's like, I mean, how could Texas get in there over Georgia? I mean, what a freaking joke that was. I mean, what a punchline. I mean, what a kick in the nuts that was.
But like Mitch said, you had Rutgers miss out on the tournament as what was great. I was the 35th best team when you have 360 something teams in the country. Obviously, we know that like 200 of them are going to finish like below 500 or be in a one bid league. But
how about these teams that won their conference tournament?
Yeah.
That made it in. Yeah. Having to play in the first 4 in Dayton, while other teams that are like these, these other teams that were at large bids, not having to do the play-in. I think that every team that's not a play-in team should not have to play. Or not every team that's not an at-large bid. Every team that earned an automatic bid is in, man. They should never have to play in the first 4.
Yeah, I agree. The 16 seed play-in matchup should go. It should all the 16 seeds that are conference champions, even though they're from like the.
No, I think you got it wrong, Chris. I think that if you got an at-large bid, then you're the lower seeds, man. That is the way that it works. You earned your way in. It's like Texas. We want to go to the SEC. You're going to get bitch slapped, all right? Just like you did in the Big 12.
But I'm saying they're not
in Oklahoma. You're going to get slaughtered, man.
But they're not going to put like a Norfolk State as a 9 seed, and like
they earned it.
They earned it, but I'm saying that they're also factoring in level of competition, right? So I don't know. I agree.
We knocked off Vandy. Oh wow, man, what a war that was! Or frickin' the Big Ten. I mean,
what are you guys even talking?
Oh, we beat Michigan. Oh man, what are studs now? What they get 8 wins this year? They lost to frickin' the out of conference schools. They lost to like Norfolk State or someone like that. JMU beat Michigan State. Man, does that count for anything? At East Lansing, they beat them outright. They beat them up, and it's like, but they'll still be a lower seed. They beat them. Yep. What more does it count than beating them head up? I know Jay doesn't believe in that because we heard his whole college football discussion. He doesn't believe in who wins the actual game that they played on the field, except if it's Texas beating Alabama. That's the only scenario that he believes in it. Any other scenario, it didn't matter. Only that one. But the one that, it doesn't make any sense. And that's why, Cinderella's alive. It's upset city. It's like, bullshit, it's upset city, man. It's like, all you got to do is watch the games, Texas A&M can't hit the frickin' backboard, man. They haven't all season long.
Anyways, Jay, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, man.
I'm not even supposed to be on the show today.
Yeah, what are you guys talking about? I came late.
The selection committees and which ones were
selection
football,
they said the magic words.
Yeah,
magic word. Fade Tatum.
Selection committee.
We ain't even talked about him yet. We'll talk about him in a little bit.
Celtics on St. Patrick's Day. Oh, no one's going to be betting on them. No squares on the Celtics in that game.
All over. And I'm probably right there with them.
St. Patrick's Day, Celtics. Oh, man. That's not the oldest one in the book.
I was talking to somebody this morning. They made
They're like 0-38 on St. Patrick's Day or something.
One of the teams to get in, they draw it out of a hat, like balls, like lottery balls for the NBA for the draft. Like one team is just completely drawn out of a hat that didn't make it in. Just throw them in there.
Who?
I'm just saying, if for one phantom team as like the playing game, like it's
That's
just
stupid.
completely random.
Yeah. What if it's Mississippi Valley State?
Perfect.
They deserve to get in over a team that got screwed over.
No, it still has to have some metrics.
This year is the tightest bubble in the history of bubbles. This will be the tightest bubble and the worst screwing. You will hear more whining tonight, not just from me, but around the country at 7:00 Eastern time tonight than you will have ever heard in the history of the NCAA tournament, because this is the biggest bubble there's ever been. And I'll tell you what, that UAB Temple, man, that just made it even bigger. And it's like all these other matchups like that. NC State winning just made it bigger. Oregon made it bigger. It's like it's getting big. And I'll tell you what, it's going to burst on a lot of teams. And what happens when you let it up to these ass clowns who don't even watch the games? Why'd you make that decision? And it's the old boy network argument. This is exactly what we're going to hear. Why'd you guys make that decision? This is the explanation they're going to give us. Because it was my decision to make. That is what they're going to say. That is exactly what they're saying. They're going to dress it up like all this other way. Why'd you make this decision? Because it was my decision to make. Oh, this other team was there. Well, we passed the eye test. We looked at the eye test or whatever. The eye test isn't part of this formula because you guys said it's this, and this are the criteria. Oh, yeah, we use that criteria for these guys, but not for these. It's like, this is what we're going to hear, man. Get ready.
And at the end of the day, none of it matters because once Thursday comes, everything's forgotten about.
No, it's not forgotten about.
David, what's happening, my man?
So does this mean my 8-24 Wolverines have a chance or no? Are they going to get called?
I would say they have a chance.
They don't.
I would say stranger things have happened, man. This is a team that the committee likes. They passed the eye test. They played competitive in one of the toughest conferences in America, and you got to look at the wins.
No.
They started 3-0. They beat St. John's.
Exactly.
So, that's a quality win.
At St. John's. At St. John's on the road. Quad 1.
But I'm good, Jay. How are you?
Yeah.
Quad 1.
Quad 1.
Quad 1 win. Let's change the terminology so no one fucking understands it at all. Maybe then that we won't take so much heat. It's like, oh, we understand it. We get it.
I am interested though. It like Mitch said, it's the tightest bubble in at least recent memory. So it'll be interesting to see.
It's the tightest one ever. It's the tightest bubble ever.
Well, of course, anytime teams like NC State, Oregon, UAB win,
that happens all the time. But what happened is that a lot of the conferences ended up seriously top heavy this year. So like the ACC, who's normally like an 8-bid conference, only is looking at 4 bids. That's how tight it is. And then the Mountain West, New Mexico was the bubble burster, right? Because they weren't all the way in. Now New Mexico also bust through. So what are you going to do? Leave Colorado State, who beat Creighton by 50, out? You can't do that. You can't leave Utah State out. They're the best offense in the country. You can't leave out, right? It's like
Virginia,
San Diego State. They went to the finals last year. You can't leave them out. So that's why the bubble is so tight. And then you have other teams like, we got to put Texas A&M in. Why? Why do they have to be there? I thought Jay nailed it yesterday. They should just go away. Like Oklahoma in football, they need to just go away. Lincoln Riley teams in college football of any kind, USC now, they need to just go away.
Alex.
They're not going to hold up. It's like, I think that there are teams out there that have a chance that aren't going to get in. I think that's what it really is that you look at some of these teams, you say, yeah, that maybe they deserve to be in the tournament, right? Some of these mid-range Big Ten teams that they're going to hump around, right, for someone to pummel. They deserve to be in, but they don't have a chance to win. They don't have a chance to win a game. I mean, like we saw Fairleigh Dickinson is going to come in and bust somebody up again from that Big Ten. I mean, they didn't make it, but they would have. Or Long Beach State, fire your coach. He's still coaching out the rest of the season, man, all the way into the tournament. Someone's a genius over there, man.
Nice shirt, Mitch. I like it.
Alex,
I only wear it once a year, and
I like
this is the reason why.
Honestly, if you would have been here on time, you would have got that speech already.
So what's funny is
no, it's not,
I didn't get the message.
We'll talk to you in a second. Costa. It's not your turn.
Oh,
Alex, what's happening?
I'm already complaining about the selections.
I'm enjoying Mitch's analysis this morning and the back and forth on all is fear and love, war, and just politics. And I mean, this whole thing is politics. It's about money. It's about the NCAA double committee tournament. Guys that are getting these contracts with the big stations, the big TV stations and contracts, and it's all about money. And it's not. It has nothing to do with. Well, it does have something to do. They have to at least follow a few guidelines so it doesn't look too corrupt. But the whole concept is corrupt from top to bottom. And like I said, it has to do with money. Follow the money, and then you'll come up with the reasons for most of this stuff.
Well, the team that's going to be the decider, when we're going to know exactly how screwed up this thing is, if they announce St. John's is in, then the only excuse can be is, well, that's the largest TV market in the country, because they don't deserve to be in based upon who's in and who's sitting on that bubble, right?
100%.
We like hookers and blow as much as the next guy, right?
Yeah.
They have a hell of a party there. We know that.
Oh no, they also play in the second best conference in the nation.
They play in the second best conference, but they didn't win in it. But they didn't win in
yeah, but I would give them the benefit of doubt over somebody from the Big Ten, and that Big Ten loser is coming.
They're all coming.
Yeah,
Ohio State's going to get freaking in. I mean, they're in the discussion after that. Right. After coach firing bad season, they're in the discussion.
Right.
I'm offended just by them being in the discussion. Meanwhile, South Florida, Florida Atlantic, all these teams, man, probably not going to get there, man.
No, FAU's in.
I don't know about that.
Jovan, man, what's happening?
I know people that know people, Mitch. FAU's in.
Yeah, I'm doing. Took one on the chin yesterday. That Texas A&M game, thought it was smooth sailing when they was up 22 or 18 or whatever they was up, and then slowly but surely, and hey, Mitch said it, they're a bad shooting team, and it showed in the second half. But even with all that, the referees took it out of their hands. They cut it from 10-4, and they pressed him, got a steal, blew the whistle.
Yep. I was on Florida. I even bet the second half for them to win outright at plus 200, but I got to say, I'll take it. When I'm on, it's on my side.
Yeah,
I never get that.
Absolutely.
It was horrible, man.
That's what just horrible calls from the refs. You've seen it in a few games. It was like, yeah, we want someone to win, and it's not the team that I was on. You know what I mean? So that's what you're gonna get. I hope it's not like that in the tournament, but you saw it a lot in these conference tournament games where the referees, they were blowing the whistle like nobody's business.
They said
it was a shame.
What game was I watching? South Florida against South Florida, whoever they lost to.
South Florida against
UAB.
Yeah,
Oh
UAB.
my God!
After they tied up at 59-59. Oh,
they just gave it to UAB. They gave them 9 points, and the announcer says this, which was the best statement of any announcer has said all year long. He said, the next assistant coach that stands up and does this anytime ticky-tack thing that doesn't go their way, he should be thrown out of the building because we're sick of it. It was the best thing I heard an announcer say all freaking season. It's like if an assistant coach stands up and does this, anytime there's anything that doesn't go their way, they should be fired and thrown out of the building, man. And he was right. It was just like, enough. He's like, this is a tight, hard-fought game. He goes, there's some hideous officiating going on here, too. He goes, this is not the place for it. He's mad. I liked it. Yeah. I would have said the same thing. I will be repeating that, giving them credit. It's like, I hate that, right? It's not, you can only review it in the last 2 minutes, dumbass. It's like, there is none of this. You can't do it. Doesn't exist. I mean, moron. Isn't it only the last 2 minutes in college that you can review?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you can't do this. It's like, what are you doing? It's not a scenario, man. Yep. 58-59. And then
I'm not bitter at all.
Technicals, all kinds of shit going on in that one.
Great day yesterday in college for me. NBA winning record, but we had a big play on the Jazz that they decided to die in the last 4 minutes of the game. Won in college baseball. So no complaints out of me. I'm just excited for the tournament to start. I'll be in this city called Las Vegas, where hopefully Mitch doesn't hold me hostage with some rant in person. I think he only does that on video. So as long as he doesn't hold me in person, I'm good. I'll leave.
I don't rant in person. I only do it in video. That's why I have the show.
Well, I bet the first 15. So if you start yelling at me that the refs are interfering with who's scoring the first 15 points, it's going to be a long weekend.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
No, I can't wait. It's going to be lit. It's going to be lit.
My wife asked me today if we needed to start going to the bank to start taking some money out from the ATM because I have only a X amount that I could take each day. She asked me if you wanted to drive me by so I could start today. I only have the thing is I got 3 bank accounts also, so it's like she understands the situation here.
Got to get ready. Got to prepare. Some people pack their clothes. Mitch just goes to the bank 3 days.
You have a woman that puts it in those kind of terms for you. You know what you do? You marry them. That's exactly that's how that works, right, man. She's like, right. We got to start going by the bank today because it's.
But yeah, all in all, good stuff, man. Excited for Money Making Sunday, Jay.
Let's do it then. Let's talk about Money Making Sunday. Not a huge card today. It's not. That's why we are doing a lot of extra talking. We only got.
I'm gonna get hammered for my comments. I already know it. So,
we got 5 college hoops games today. So,
traditional Sunday, selection Sunday.
And then in the NBA, so much roster manipulation going on over there today. It's hard to even know which way's left and which way's right. So. Talk about the NBA in a second. Let's talk some college hoops. I guess we can go game by game. It's only 5 of them. It's up to y'all. What y'all want to do?
Yeah, let's just go game by game. We'll go quick.
All right. First one up. We got Brown and Yale. Ivy League. Mitch, Yale lands 7.5.
These teams just played last week. It went to overtime and Brown won. The game was at Yale. I'm taking Brown again, taking the points. I think if Yale happens to squeeze out the win, it's going to be less than the number. And I think that Brown certainly has a chance to win it outright, get into the tournament with a losing record. This is not like the same traditional great Yale teams that we've seen. This Yale team has been sketch all season. It's not like they had the big out of conference wins or anything like that. Matter of fact, they're out of conference. When they played that early season out of conference, they got stomped. So I'm going to take Brown here. I'm going to take the points. I think I'm going to put equal amount on the money line, not a sprinkle. Shout out to the Sacktown Kings as well.
Shout out to the Kings, man. As a favorite, fade them. As a dog, Chris, what's happening?
Yeah, and I went back and forth on this game, but I think I'm going to go with Yale. The concern for me is if I'm backing an underdog, I want a team that's going to hit their free throws. And in conference play, Brown, the worst free throw shooting team in the conference, shooting 67.5% from the line. Yale's just good offensively all over the floor. And the strength of this Brown defense is 3-point defense, but Yale takes the fewest amount of threes per game. So I think Yale attacks inside and they get the winning cover and go dancing.
Oh. David.
Yeah, I'm with Mitch here. I like Brown. Like he said, they just played back on March 9th, and they just beat a really good Princeton team yesterday. Their offense is rolling right now, 90, 84, 89 points in the last 3 games. Yes, Yale plays good defense, and they try to slow it down the best they can. But I just think Brown is playing at their highest level of the season, and I think they can keep this one close.
Alex.
Yeah, I'm going to follow the consensus here at this point. I like Brown too, taking points in this Ivy League championship game. The thing here is that Brown just matches up well against this team. They just have this tendency. You can look at different statistics and numbers from across the board, but you can just see the matchup statistics. And Brown seems to come to play at this time of year too. They have cashed 8 of the last 9. Gaining back 3 seasons after against any team who outscores their opponents by 4 or more points. And, I think we got another situation like that. I think it's going to be a very close contest. I don't think I'd lean on any money line underdog here, but I'll take the points. Maybe
I agree with Alex. Ruffalo's looking at the wrong numbers, man. You got bad information because the last 5 games for Brown, they're shooting significantly better from the free throw line and from the perimeter. I mean, they're shooting like 8% better from the free throw line than they have for the season average in their last 5 games, and also from beyond the arc, like double. I mean, it's like totally. It's like a different team.
Yeah, they just come to play at this time of year, so that's why I like the points too.
You're right. Ruffalo is a fool. I'm just here to fade his ass.
We'll see.
Javon, what you liking in this one?
Yeah, I'm on Brown. Their hand is hot. They're winning, they're covering. And, just like Mitch alluded to, it's not just, their free throw percentage is all going up. It's their, field goal percentage from the 3, from the field in general, and their points. They're scoring over 10 points more a game than their season average. So, all signs point to the Browns. The Rhode Island Browns. The Bears.
Costa.
I honestly don't have an opinion on this game if I was handicapping it, but one of my really sharp group that's been very hot during the last month, they have Yale. I'm riding with them. There's no other explanation. I know Brown that has actually just been covering machine. They have been a different team, winning 7 in a row, covering all those games. But traditionally, so far, Yale, when they win, they cover. So if you expect Yale to win, they're going to cover. Again, this is a tough game. I personally, if I was handicapping it myself, I didn't find an edge at all. But I'm going to follow my sharp group all the way. They have a big bet on Yale. So for all the listeners out there that just want to play a sharp game that they don't have to pay for, this is one of them that's a large play on the board today for us.
Against the bad teams, what they win and cover. Against the better teams, they don't cover when they win. So like when they play Columbia, Dartmouth, Harvard, Penn, then they win and cover. But when they play like the Cornells, yesterday was the first cover against a team with a winning team that they had in a long time, probably since the calendar turned 2024.
I went back and forth when I was looking at this thing. I'm probably going to end up on Brown. They're just too hot right now. I wanted to take Yale. I feel like the line feels like somebody knows something. Yeah, I know I like to tell y'all when I feel like somebody knows something. And we just saw Brown beat them. So 7.5, the way Brown's been playing, come on now. It almost seems too easy to take Brown, and I don't like when it feel like that. But again, like all the other guys said, just alone on how Brown has been playing, if they can outplay anything remotely close to that, they have a legitimate shot to win this game. So I'm gonna roll with what I've been seeing, and I'm gonna take Brown plus the points in this one.
Costi's reasoning though makes total sense. I mean, he has a good source, but the thing is that No source wins them all. That's for damn sure.
But again, it's all money management at the end of the day. There's no games that are locks. These are just
That's right.
analytics.
Well, I'll see you. I'll
volume.
see you on Wednesday night. You give me your money, I'll manage it for you, man. I'll just don't worry about it.
Where are we going to manage it first?
What? It's not we. I said I would manage
you
it
will?
for you. Yeah. Me and Jay will be managing it. Don't worry about it.
So I have
We
some
got
systems. I have some systems and slots. I'm letting you know right now. It takes me a while to find the right slot machine. I could see when they're close to the
We're gonna
bonus.
take
I have
that
a
all out of the
printout.
equation for you. We're just gonna
Ask your
I'm
wife.
not really gonna be
just saying. Ask your wife.
Last
I gave
time we
her the
were there,
blueprint.
I saw Mitch hit the reverse run line on the damn Royals with Bobby Witt Jr. in a freaking walk-off grand slam. It was like walking through Vegas. Like it was almost like a movie.
I've
Mitch is the goat.
I've
called it.
only
It was crazy.
had like and I had a place in Vegas. I've really only had probably 2 losing trips to Vegas in my life.
Reverse run
You
line.
can't say
on
that
the
out
Royals.
loud right before Vegas.
Oh,
trip.
I'll say it, man. I'll beat my chest about it. I go to the craps table, and you know what I say to the person next to me? Start betting. I'm really, really, really lucky. Watch this.
I believe it.
Did you buy the Golden Touch system from
What?
Dominic Larigio?
No, I have good vibes.
You have good vibes. That's
Yes. Good vibes, good mojo. The dealer overpays you, you give him the money back, man. I'm telling you. Don't let it, all that stuff, anything like that. Got to keep the mojo going.
Yep.
All good karma. Not
stuff.
going to sit there and listen to the bad vibes. Sean bad vibed me off a table, man, and I know I would have won there. Some guy was playing the don't. They stacked those chips up on the don't, man. I throw the dice right at him. I throw the dice right at him and splatter. It's like every single throw of the dice, they got to regroup the guy's chips or put them back up, and I throw it right at him again every single time, man. Knock their ass over until the dealer finally picks them up and puts them in their stack. I busted a guy out on laying the 4 and 10 one day. He must have lost $60,000, man. I had guys like throwing at Cosmo, throwing $500 chips at me for all the hard 4s and 10s I hit on this roll. These guys were like, these guys were laying the 4 and 10. They lost everything. Everybody else at the table was like, it was one of those ones where it was circles of dust. They had to bring the chips over 2-3 times, for the refills. We're going to do that shit this week.
Next game up. Let's keep it rolling, fellas. We got the Tigers. Auburn. And 5.5 on Florida. Costi, I'll start with you this time. Talk to me. SEC championship. We like here.
This Florida team is so resilient. So resilient. They were dead in the water. I know you guys were talking about the refs letting them back in it. And they beat them at Florida, and Auburn beat them. Much closer game. Actually, no, they didn't play.
No, I played once this
Just
year.
one time with Florida beat them. Florida's got the big men, and they have the guards and their transfer portal that they really got a lot of good talent this year. This just smells to me like a close game, and I'd rather have the points in my back pocket. As good as Florida's been playing, I know Auburn is hot right now, and they came into this tournament hot. I don't know. I like the points in my back pocket. Another one of these games. This is not one that I'm going to be betting, but if I'm going to lean toward, I'll lean Florida getting the 5.5.
Javon.
Yes, it wasn't that they let Florida back in the game because Florida, basically took it. It's that they went and let Texas A&M get a shot at the end. That's really what it was. But as far as this game goes, you know what? I'm on the under. I see the line. I see the total rising, and I know the capabilities of both teams scoring. But in the championship game, SEC championship game, you're gonna see, or just it's likely that you're gonna see a first half that's somewhere in like the 28, 29, 30, 31 range. Where both teams are struggling to score for some odd reason. So that's going to be the catalyst to this one staying under. You're always going to get an uptick in points in the second half. So as long as the scoring's to a lower point, then I like the under in this one.
Under for Jovan, Florida, Auburn. Alex. SEC championship. Talk to me.
From a matchup perspective, I love Florida's front court here. No matter what, I just believe that they can push their way into a game that is actually decided very late. And I take the points. I don't have a bet on this, but just from a empirical standpoint, just looking at how these teams match up against each other, no way. I have to take the points in a game like this.
Points in his pocket for Alex Smart. David.
Yeah, I have the same opinion. I was actually kind of surprised the line was 5.5. I thought it might be a little closer. Florida's playing very well. And I mean, they don't play a ton of defense, but they don't need to when they have the offense that they have. They get into a ton of shootouts, they score a ton of points. I think it comes down to the last possession or two, like Costi said, and I like the points with the Gators.
Roof.
I'm taking Auburn here. I like this Tigers team a lot. And like I've said before, they have this as a Final Four team. Yesterday was the first game they won this season where they didn't win by double digits. Now they got revenge on the mind with SEC title on the line as well. I think it's all Auburn here. I'm gonna take the Tigers in this one.
Mitch.
All Auburn as well. I don't even see the angle. I don't even see the path for Florida to get there. Auburn has the better offense. They have the better defense. They have the more experienced players. And you want to talk about transfer portals and recruiting. Bruce Pearl has been, fired from every job he's ever had for recruiting violations. This guy knows how to work the living room like no one's business. He even worked his own living room all the way out of Tennessee when he had Aaron Kraft over for dinner for an unauthorized visit. I think that, that you guys just are dead wrong on this thing, man. Auburn's got a ton of experience and they've suffered some disappointment. Katie Johnson has been he's still playing with the chip on his shoulder about the whole Kentucky thing. So it's like he's still mad about that. And it's like he's mad about getting bounced out from the tournament. And this is the best Auburn team that Bruce Pearl has had. And these guys, they just win. And to tell you what, you think that Florida got into a tussle there with Texas A&M, the worst shooting team in the nation. I mean, 350. I'm not saying that off the top of my head as opinionated asshole Mitch, right? It's not that. It's the ranking. They're 350th in shooting percentage. They are what's their 368, Chris? So they're not dead last. They're 350th out of 368 teams in the nation in shooting.
362.
Yeah, 362. So the 12 from the bottom overall in the entire country in shooting. I'm telling you what, Florida lays bricks from inside all day long, man. They just cannot hit layup after layup. And they're going to get erased by this Auburn team, man. They're going to get erased. I think Auburn by 20 plus.
I'm on the Tigers here as well. I like the revenge. I like playing on teams that really got kicked the crap out of in revenge spots. Because, Florida, we got to give credit to Florida. They did beat them up in the first meeting. They did. But Auburn is the better basketball team with everything I look at. They're just a better team. I understand why the line is 5.5. I'm taking the Tigers. You know what I mean? You got to play the revenge spots. It's one of my favorite things to do in the NBA and in college hoops. You know what I mean? They beat us. Hell no, man. Let's lock in and go get them back.
Auburn also shoots 75% from the line. Florida, 72% from the line. It's like every freaking category. The Auburn defense is just suffocating, man. 24th best from the perimeter, 5th best from the floor. I mean, it's going to be an erasing, man. They're mad.
Next game up. We got Duquesne, a.k.a.
Duckanese,
a.k.a. Duckanese Nuts.
They said Jay Briggs knows who we are now.
Yes, I do. They've made me
realize. Player after the game, he's like, tell Briggs, he knows who we are now.
Yes, they do, man. It was crazy. I feel like they turned up right around that time.
They're mad. They don't like the bit.
Hey, man, them boys getting 2.5 against VCU. For this to be one of the smaller games, the Atlantic 10 Championship, I'm actually kind of excited about this thing. I think it's gonna be a good game. I'm on Duquesne. I'm playing the money line, man. I'm playing it. I am. I know I love my plus money. Getting about plus 120 right now, I see. Maybe you can get a little more to your line shopping, 125-ish. I think this is a legitimate 50-50 game. I do. And when I see legitimate 50-50 games and the dog getting a good price range, you got to attack it. I mean, Duquesne, the way they've been balling recently, it's all in there for itself. So I'm on Duquesne here. Mitch?
I'm on ducking these nuts as well, man. I just think that I just think they're playing the better basketball. They've beaten VCU twice this season. And it's like VCU, they do a lot of things well, a lot of things that we look for really, really well. They play really, really solid defense. They're one of the best free throw shooting teams out there, almost 78%. But the problem is once again, man, they don't hit a lot of the regular shots. And to me, I have a problem with that. So it's 3-point or bust. And we saw Duquesne on Saturday beat a team that shoots threes exclusively. And I think they can do it again to them. I think they beat them up. I think the wrong team is favored, but the right team for us, because I think Duquesne could beat them on the boards as well. I think you had a team that shoots threes almost exclusively against a team that's a better rebounding team. Probably want a lot of one and dones down the court.
Ruffalo.
Yeah, this one's a sexy pick for me. I'm taking the under here. I think this is 64-61, whichever way it goes. I honestly think it's a 3-point game, whichever way it goes. That's why the line scares me. 2.5. But yeah, this one's going to be a defensive battle. I mean, if we want to go last 5 games, VCU allowing Duquesne allowing 62.8 points per game, VCU 68.2, but we know that this is a solid VCU defense. So yeah, to me it's give me the under.
Sexy pick. The under for Roof. David.
Yeah, I like the under as well, but I don't want to risk getting the music, so I'll pick a side. I'm actually going to go with VCU in this one. I'm going to go with the Rams. I know these two teams just played like a week or two ago, and VCU lost by 10. But I do think it's a low-scoring defensive battle. I like VCU more. I've watched a good amount of A-10 basketball this season. I've been impressed with them. I know they went through a rough patch towards the end of their regular season, but they're playing well. I think either team could win, but I do like VCU.
Alex, talk to me.
If I had to choose, which I'm going to choose, I take VCU. With Shogo back in the lineup and a team that can hit 39%, against conference opponents from downtown in a game like this, and really pack it in from the charity stripe. And a team with, pedigree, I'll take VCU.
Rams. Javon.
Yeah, I'm on the under. You see it time and time again with these A-10 games. The under's really the play in a lot of these games where they hover around that 57 to 65-ish type of game. Usually a close game. One team pulls it out late. I think that's what we're gonna have here. I think it's the first team that gets to 60, if that. So I'm on the under.
Sexy pick for Javon. He agree with Roof. They both like the under. David liked the under too. So all three like the under. It's A-10. Costi, you going sexy pick or side?
Nothing sexy. Ducking these nuts all day. And on Sunday. Twice on Sunday. Not worried about it. This team, ever since the bit was created, they hurt.
This was crazy.
They hurt. They hurt. And they've been riding it ever since. The momentum, they just beat VCU at VCU. Yes, do I think it's going to be a close game? I'll take the money line all day. Get that 125. Don't worry about the points in your back pocket. Ducking these nuts are going to be in the tournament, which is that much more fun for hopefully I can get a good spot on them to bet on them next week as well. So ducking these nuts all day.
There you go. All right. Can anybody believe that the Temple Owls are in the American Athletic Conference Championship? Oh, my God.
I mean, given what happened the last time these two teams played, I'm sure a lot of people thought it was scripted.
Hey, man, we got them Temple Owls, man, against UAB. UAB laying 7.5. Mitch, how you feeling here?
I think that clock strikes midnight here on the Owls. I think that they had a good run, but I think the line tells you everything. That UAB game against yesterday against South Florida was just such a physical game. UAB, players in foul trouble all game. USF players in foul trouble all game, and they were gifted the game. When all was said and done, they were. It was a tie game, and you start calling technicals and ticky tack bullshit fouls and player of the year fouling out on a ticky tack. It's like you gotta let them play. But I think you let them play here. I like UAB over Temple. I watched these games were on the internet games yesterday. I think this one deserves about the same treatment, to be honest with you. But someone's going to burst the bubble on someone. Temple we could see two teams with losing records punch a dance ticket today. I think it would be the first time with two teams with a losing record. I think it will be the first time with two teams with a losing record and a team with a fired coach.
Ruffalo.
Yeah, I like the over here. These two teams just played, and there was 172 points between the two. There was all this controversy about the line shooting up like 8 points before tip off and all this stuff. But the reality is that Temple shoots a lot of threes. It's weakness of UAB's defense. UAB got whatever they wanted in 2-point range in that game. 137. They wanted to go inside and they wanted to score points in the paint, and they drove it down Temple's throat in that game. So I like the over here. I think 137.5 just way too light. I like this one to hit like 150.
David.
Yeah, this one is strange, like Chris kind of referred to with that line movement. But I know that was the previous game, but it is. I like UAB. I think it's a runaway for them, but it's just something about it. It's very odd to me that Temple's gone on this run after what happened in this matchup just a week or two ago. So I mean, I lean UAB, but I'm cautious about it. I just something about this Temple run is just strange to me.
Alex.
Yeah, I mean, which program is more experienced? Which program was expected to be here at this time of year? UAB. Temple was not, and I think UAB is playing with confidence right now. And this is where the team with this many top tier starters. This is where they will show what they have, and I guarantee you that UAB comes out to play tonight, maybe even better than they did yesterday.
Jovan.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Statistically, I would say UAB, but when you get beat up by 28 points, and you get a quick turnover to play them next, a week later or whatever. Actually, yeah, exactly a week later. Man, this is tough. Is that 7.5 right now, somewhere around there? I'm not gonna bet the game, but I'll lean Temple just based on all the circumstances. Both of these teams are hot. Both of these teams are covering. You saw what Temple did to FAU. That second half they owned FAU. So I have to keep on riding that train. Temple.
Gaston.
Yeah, this game is not appealing to me at all. Temple has been playing really well. I think UAB does get the win and they get into the tournament, but I don't think they're going to get the cover. I'm definitely not betting this one. It's too many inconsistencies for me to be very comfortable about either side, but I'm going to take Temple on the points.
I'm not betting this thing either. If I were, I would probably lean Temple in the points too in the revenge game. They got their doors aired off, but they haven't been playing like that recently. They haven't. And man, it's March, man. When teams get hot, I don't like to fade them. Not in March, man. I just don't. I don't. So, can I interest anybody in a little sprinkle on the money line in the house? You feel me? Hey,
come on, I'll sprinkle.
I'll sprinkle
I'm
too.
not,
Let's do it. All right, I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit on the miles in this one, man.
If you could go the parlay of the two teams with the losing records that are red hot, Brown, Temple.
Not a bad place to be.
Both of them 7.5. Both of them pretty big dogs here.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Mitch. The math behind that's even better than a money line bet on either one straight up. Yeah.
All right, last one up in college hoops. We got Wisconsin at Illinois. I don't know who these two teams are. I don't. These two teams, who are they?
Well, Illinois is Shannon and nobody else, and they made that crystal clear yesterday. It's like we don't care about anybody else. It's like you think Kobe hogs the ball, man. This is a whole new level. This is like double Kobe.
I know these boys. They didn't look too hot early in that game, though.
Well, they get only one guy gets the ball. There's only one. That's it. There's only one ball and only one guy that gets the ball.
They didn't look too hot until 10 minutes remaining.
Yeah, so they didn't. I didn't watch the full game yesterday, but I did. I was kind of busy, but I had it on. I was sitting there like, man, this is the same Illinois team that has hype and is probably gonna get bounced first round of the tournament. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about them. So, do I feel comfortable laying 3.5 with them here? No, I don't. I know they just beat Wisconsin at Wisconsin fairly comfortably, but I love my revenge. And I'm not playing this one either. If I were to, though, I would take the Badgers straight up money line personally. Mitch.
Badgers for me. Shannon 11 of 22, 5 of 9 from 3-point land. I mean, 40 points, pretty much what it all came down to yesterday. I don't know, man. Can this guy do it for 3 nights in a row? Eventually, you see these guys run out of gas. What happens in these tournament games where you start to see it is late in the games, they start missing free throws, start missing easy shots. Their legs leave them, and guys that are much more capable than this start missing the shots. And when you lean on one guy just too heavily like they do, I think also hats off to Chucky Hepburn for that layup at the buzzer of regulation, man, in that Wisconsin-Purdue game. One of the best plays of the week. That and the Marquette play where Shaka Smart drew up where the guy didn't get the shot off in time against Villanova. That play and the Chucky Hepburn, the two best plays of the week.
Ruffalo.
We've got to give honorable mention to the Kent State foul against Akron yesterday.
Yeah. Zip, fucking zip. Shout out him for that, man. Appreciate you. I don't know what the hell he had going on.
That might be. I think they're saying that might be the biggest bonehead play.
Appreciate you, my boy. Zip. Anyway.
I'm gonna take Illinois here. I've watched this Wisconsin team the last couple of years. They've kept this team together for the better part of the last couple seasons, and it's been a Wisconsin team that more often than not is perennially disappointed. I think this is still a nice win for Wisconsin. They're right now a 5 seed according to the latest bracketology, but I think Illinois is the better team. They've been on a tear for the better part of the season, and when Shannon Jr. came back, it added another level to this team. I think Illinois gets it done here. They're only laying 2.5, nothing crazy. Give me Illinois here.
You got to kind of listen to Ruffalo there because he is an expert in disappointment.
David.
Yeah, I liked how Wisconsin played yesterday, obviously getting that win against Purdue. I'm sick of Purdue. I'm excited to see them exit the tournament early this year.
Round. Again.
Yeah.
We've been waiting on that all year.
I know Mitch is just waiting. Mitch can't wait.
Nailed that since day one. I don't give a damn what they got going on.
Matt Painter, you're losing.
But I will say for this game, I'm gonna go with Chris. I like Illinois. I'm gonna ride the hot hand. I'm gonna ride Terrence Shannon Jr. to have another big game. I just think this could be a small little letdown spot for Wisconsin. Went to overtime. They got the big win. Got to follow it up with another quality opponent here. I know it's mostly Shannon, but he's rolling right now, and I'm going to take the fight in Illini.
Alex.
To me, this is a big letdown situation for Wisconsin. They played so hard yesterday. You could see the team was exhausted at the end. The way it was just like it was hell. It was like a First World War trench warfare kind of battle. Went into overtime. I don't think they're going to have enough juice left in the tank to be able to handle a very good Illinois team that, had little sporadic letdowns as the season went on. But, now they're just hot as hell and every bit as good as we thought they were at the very beginning of the season. And they're a very dangerous team right now, laying a very small favorite line. So I'm going to go with Illinois.
I can't wait to the Big Ten. All of them gone. Just round 2. They're not good, bro. They're not good.
Look, we call that Sunday.
I don't know, man. Like,
This
to
is
me,
true.
Alex, in all honesty, like I get the letdown after the huge win, but it's like, is it that huge of a win when Purdue's ass?
Yeah, it's just what I believe is they worked so hard for that win. It wasn't an easy
feel you.
win.
I
It was
feel
like
that.
everything, like the come from behind, tying it with just a couple of seconds left on the clock. Then that overtime, the grind. You could see the grind in Eddie, the way they were. I mean, just bumping shoulders with this huge man. It's physically. It's not just emotional. It's physical too. I think
For sure.
Yeah, the buzzer beater, the emotional roller coaster, and just up and down. Yeah,
I agree. Costi should give us his money to manage.
Me too, man.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I got no shame in that. I got no shame.
Me and Jay will be managing it over at Spago for you.
Yeah, I let the experts do the picking for me.
Would you guys care for
In
anything
everything
else?
in my life.
As a matter of
Everything.
fact, we would.
No problem.
Jovan, what you feeling here, my man? You on them Badgers or you on Illinois or the sexy pig?
Yeah, it's well documented that I'm a Wisconsin hater. And bet against them whenever I can. And I know that Illinois is getting a lot of love. I've given them a lot of love throughout the season. But I'm gonna play Wisconsin money line in the first half. I think that they'll come to play in the first half. I didn't really like what I saw out of Illinois. Actually, in the last couple games, if it's not Shannon forcing the issue and getting a bunch of foul calls, this team has been dead in the water. Starting the games. So it's been the second half where it's been Shannon just forcing the issue, getting to the line, hitting his shots. And I think the refs are going to call this game a certain way, and it's going to be, to the Badgers' benefit. So if I see this get to 4, because I see, some 3.5s out there, if this thing gets pushed to 4, I think I'm going to be on the Badgers also. But definitely halftime Badgers.
For sure. Costi, close us out. College hoops.
That was a super sexy pick. I don't know if I was ready for all that, Jovan.
A lot of information.
A lot of information. Good information. Great breakdown. I look at it like this. In conference tournaments, year after year, one guy can take you to the promised land. You don't need to have a cast of characters. If one guy is hot, I could roll it all the way back to Kemba Walker, to Melo. These are teams like yesterday with NC State. It wasn't one guy, but they won 5 games in a row for the first time in the Atlantic Coast Conference for the first time. 5 for 5. Same thing what Kemba did. If a guy gets hot like Terrence Shannon, you ride him. Wisconsin coming off an overtime, they're going to be tired legs. I'm not worried about it. Illinois all day, and again twice on Sunday, like ducking these nuts.
That's the Pick Dogs T-shirt right there. That's the T-shirt.
Hey, and Illinois has a long line of success against the Badgers. I will say that, a long line of success.
You ride the hot hand.
Even in some of their down years.
You ride that dude to the promised land. That's right.
Shouty. Mitch,
Nuts.
what are you selling today over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I'm still putting it together. I've got a few college basketball picks out there. I've got NBA as well. I'm still, like I said, putting it together. And as we know, no better day to fade the Celtics than St. Patrick's Day. So I gave them out as my pick in the video, but that's why I'm on the show, because right there.
Nah, I get it. I get it. Roof, what you selling today, my man?
I got a lot on the board. I got best bet from college hoops for $19. Got NBA and NHL best bets on there as well. Standalone plays, or got a 3-pack from college hoops, 3-pack from NHL, and then there's a 3-pack where you can get the best bet from each sport for $49.95. But use that promo code PICK at checkout. Remember, check out long-term passes.
Hop on with Ruffalo over at Pick Dogs Premium. David, you selling today, my man?
I got 5 premiums today, 1 in college hoops, 1 in the NBA, 3 in the NHL. Got them packaged up a couple different ways. Head on over there and check it out.
Scoop it up with David. Alex, what you
Yeah,
selling?
we've got a college basketball 3-pack on today from Championship Sunday. We've got an NBA sharp side slam dunk, and we have a NHL puck line blast tonight. So 5 selections on board. Yesterday off of 5-0, and ready to keep rolling.
There you go. Keep it rolling with Alex Smart over at Pick Dogs Premium. Jovan, what you got today, my man?
Yeah, I got a college basketball 3-pack. Also got an NBA 3-pack, and I have standalone plays in the A10 championship game, the SEC championship game, and the Big Ten championship game. Also got some standalone stuff in the NBA, 2 of them. So check it out.
Check out Jovan, Pick Dogs Premium. Costi.
Today, haven't actually released anything yet except the one Yale game that I told you guys earlier in the show. But between sharp trading plays, we have Dime Club, which is golf right now, and tennis. And then obviously college baseball had a good day yesterday. You're getting that as well. So by the end of the day, we'll be posting NBA and college basketball for today. But join for March Madness. Get a free consultation. Just call me, 775-636-7674, and I'll let you know if it's for you. And if it's not, I always defer to the amazing handicappers on Pick Dogs for if you're looking for something more short-term.
There you go. For me today, fellas, currently I don't have anything. I know that sounds insane. I will have it up there shortly. I only like 2 plays today in the NBA. I only like 2. I'm waiting on this roster manipulation to try to clear up before I make the other one the play of the day. So if the news doesn't break the right way, I'm only going to have one play today. It's going to be the NBA play of the day. I want it to be a different play, but I'm waiting on the injury news and it still ain't dropped. So we're going to see. We got to be patient. Got to be patient. We're trying to make some money. We've been red hot, trying to keep it rolling. So roster manipulation day in the NBA. Speaking of the NBA, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about the NBA today. 7-game card. I haven't liked the NBA the last week or so and have been red hot. So that's kind of weird for me. I haven't liked the cards at all, and I've been hitting everything. So I'll try to keep it rolling today, man. First game up, we got the Milwaukee Bucks laying 2.5 on the Phoenix Suns. Hey, revenge game at home for Milwaukee. I get that angle, but I think this is a legitimate 50-50 game. 2 of the worst ATS teams in the league. Can't trust either one of them when it comes ATS-wise. So I think this is just a legitimate 50-50 game, man. And when I see those style games, I like to attack the plus money. So I think the Suns have a legitimate shot to win this thing outright. Trusting the Bucks in a big game, can't do that, won't do that. Give me Phoenix money line here. Mitch?
I'm going to go with the Suns as well. Everyone knows I hate the Bucks, and that's besides the point. The only good thing about the Bucks is, well, the Heat will sweep them out of town this year. Won't even give them the 1 win in the playoffs. But the Suns are finally healthy. Durant, Nurkic, Booker, all on the court at the same time. We don't know how long that's going to last, so we might as well enjoy it while we've got it. I'm going to take the Suns.
Roof?
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards the Suns as well. Especially if Giannis doesn't go, he's listed as questionable. Like Jason, there's a roster manipulation going on, but I still think that Phoenix has enough in the tank, like Mitch said. Now that the Suns are getting healthy, we're finally seeing what this team's capable of. So give me the Suns here.
If he wasn't playing, the line would be like even, or the Suns would be favored.
Yeah. I kind of got that feeling too. I think he does play. It's hard for me to imagine him missing the ABC on Sunday. You know what I mean? 12 o'clock. It's kind of hard for me to imagine him missing that. So I think he plays. That's why I didn't really mention it. But I still,
Are you going to the Mavs game today? By any
I'm
chance?
not going to
All right,
the
we're
game
just,
today. So
just checking.
I know.
Recovery. It's another recovery.
It's like everyone's waiting like to punch this.
Today's my girlfriend's birthday. So after this, we got a lot.
Oh, what a great day to take her to the
game. Hey.
take her to the game.
She got her own itinerary. I'm
Real
just part of it.
intimate day.
Jay, please don't. I'm asking you as a favor, for the sake of a lot of money on the line.
I know I'm not.
Do not go to the game
I'm
if
not
you're
going
going to take the Mavs.
They're
Same.
banned.
This is just take her somewhere else. Take her to the park. Play with the
Just take
dog.
her to the game. It's like
Yeah, like Coffee
Pretzel
said,
is
take her
like,
to the
hey, keep throwing a little extra cheese sauce. It's her birthday. For the pretzel.
Jay's track record at the game is not good.
Yeah, like Conti said, take her to the game. I mean, he even said it. He said, take her to the game.
I can't do it.
Oh, Roof's on the other side. We could already tell.
I know.
I'm not.
Oh man, David, what you liking in this game right here, my man?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm going with the Suns. I think it's a game either team could win, so I'll take the free bucket. Suns being healthy is big. I know the Bucks they got a couple guys questionable, but they got Middleton back today, I believe. And it should be a decent game. I think it goes either way, so I'll take the Suns with the points.
Alex, me and you were talking about the Suns. What was it last week, Alex? They're a hard team to figure out, my man.
Yeah, you're right, Jay. No, they're a hard team to figure out. That's why I won't go with the side here at all. But what I will look at is I'll look at a total, and it's interesting just from a trends perspective. Anyway, past results don't guarantee anything in the future, but you gotta consider this. Rivers has gone under with his teams 12 straight times when he's coaching Milwaukee. Average score 12. I'm sorry, I gotta back myself up. I got caught up in this. So Rivers has gone under 12 straight times when his team has won or covered their previous game straight up or covered. And this dates back, where are we? We're way back, man, a couple of years back at least. Anyway, the average combined score is about 216 points per game. So if you want to take the trend, we'll go with the trend, 12-0 under.
There you go. Jovan.
Yeah, I'm on the other side. I'm on the Bucks. I anticipate Giannis playing. That said, Middleton's supposed to be back also, and with the Suns, they're top heavy. You're gonna get their main guys. Shooting a lot of shots, a lot of contested shots at that. Sometimes they slash in the lane. A lot of times they're if they're contested shots, or if guys are D'ing up on them, which I believe the Bucks will be D'ing up on them, there'll be a lot of contested shots. Not saying it, really bad shots, but it's gonna be some resistance there. So if they're not hitting their shots, man, they're pretty much dead in the water. You might see something similar happen to what happened in Boston. So I'm on the Bucks in this one, and there's a revenge angle.
Bounce back revenge games at home is usually a good place to be. So I can see it. I don't love that game. I don't trust either one of them. Cosby.
Early on, I was on the Suns angle. No longer. Everything Jovan said, and on top of it, why are we sleeping on the Bucks at home to win? I'm not worried about a big cover where they're laying 6 and 7 like usual. This is a small spread with Middleton coming back. I don't think they have an answer for Giannis. Yes, can Durant get hot or Beal get hot or Booker get hot? Maybe, and they could cover. But at this point,
who's the better player, Durant or Giannis?
Giannis.
In what world?
For an individual game, maybe in a 7-game series, I would rather have Durant, but in a 1-game at home, I'd rather have Giannis.
I think Durant's got the inside game and the outside game,
but
and
they're not
has the outside game like Durant has. I mean, Durant hits those
They're
threes.
different players.
Right now,
one's good and one's okay.
right now today, like I'm talking about like right now today on March 17th, I would probably take Giannis. In the grand scheme of things,
You just like his brother.
Any other, like I would take Kevin Durant. Only because Kevin Durant is kind of older. That's the only thing. Other than that, it's KD. Like,
yeah, but when he digs deep, man, when he digs deep in that fourth quarter, it's like I want to be on the other side of that. I've been there.
We saw KD try to send him home with the foot was on the line and big ass foot he got.
I'm taking Milwaukee at home, TV game, Middleton back, just to basically win the game. It's such a small spread. Revenge game. Again, I don't love the NBA card today overall, but I'm gonna lean toward the home team here.
Like
he's
that
just like
Bucks
this guy's not wearing clown shoes. If he's not wearing clown shoes, it's a 3.
Yeah, it's a 3, and they send them boys to the crib. Tarantula, man, Slim Reaper.
I like Durant for sure.
I
take Durant over Giannis.
If I started a team, yes, Durant is the player to start. But I'm talking about in today's game. Who do I rather have today? I'd rather have Giannis right now.
Oh, Damian Lillard D'ing up on him. It's gonna be sick.
I'm taking Giannis every day of the week because it's a package deal with his brother. I mean, it's
not Giannis.
The Nassus, baby.
Bradley
Beal. He's watching the show. He'll see. You'll see. He's watching.
I thought he plays big in the TV games. Bradley Beal, man. He might show up for 4 games a year, but this will be wonderful.
Next game up. Mitch, we got your team. I'll let you lead us off. They land 6.5 on the Pistons on the road. You trust them?
No, Pistons for me. I like the Heat to win the game by 3, 2.5, 3, maybe 3.5. They win by. Somehow they get that half a point out there. But I like them in that range. I don't like them in the 6.5 range. The Heat are doing what the Heat do, which is kind of doing whatever they have to do to get to the postseason. And then when they get to the postseason, playoff, Jimmy walks into the building and it's a whole different story. I'm going to take the Pistons plus the points in this one in the rematch. The Heat got the best of the first one. The Heat are on the front end, though, of the back-to-back. So Heat are janky. What are you talking about, janky? They beat them 108-95, man, 2 days ago. But the thing is that, the Heat aren't going to blow anybody out twice in a row, that's for sure. And like I said, the Heat are on the front end. So I like the Heat. I like the Heat to win, but I like the Pistons to cover. And tomorrow the Heat play the Sixers in Philly. No Embiid.
No Embiid.
No Rubio.
Maxey.
No Rubio.
Huge card on a Monday. Roof.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the under here. I don't see Detroit's offense showing up here. I could easily see a similar game compared to what we saw in the last meeting. If it's for like 195 points or something like that, or 200 points. And Miami at times has had a history of playing down to their competition. So I think this is a low scoring game, taking the under.
David, your team against Mitch's team.
Yeah, sadly.
He doesn't want to acknowledge them as his team.
They're not my team right now. I've disowned them. But
they be making some money. You can make some money betting them.
No, I know. It's just this whole franchise has just torn me apart for a long time. But I'm going to take them here. I'm going to take the points. Like Mitch said, first game on a back-to-back. They're not going to really care too much about this one. They're also dealing with a ton of injuries. So I'll take the Pistons to cover the points, but I could also see a blowout loss because that's always in play when the Pistons are on the court.
Alex.
I'm going to take a contrarian view here, and I'm going to take a square side, and I'm going to take Miami to come out here and really, really blast Detroit. Miami has covered their last 8 conference games with a game the next day. And, there used to be I'll just give you a little update on this one. This is an old one. Maybe Mitch knows this one. Used to be a song called I Don't Like Mondays. Well,
Boomtown Rats.
Boomtown Rats, you got her. And this Detroit team doesn't like Sundays. They've failed to cover 9 of the last 10 here, whether that means anything or not. But I just like Miami to come out here with a cover.
Tell me why. I don't like.
I'm gonna tell you why, because Detroit is absolutely.
Tell me why. Monday.
You got it.
Tell me
That's
why.
you remember it. You remember it. That's great.
Of course.
Yeah.
Gonna shoot. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Javon, what you
The
like?
whole day down.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean Miami. I'm looking at this, this line compared to the closing line from last game. It's only a point off. I don't know. I think that this is a game that the Heat can cover, should cover. They got a game tomorrow. Why not handle business against a bad team like Detroit, who's not really playing for anything? So Detroit, they have been feisty, against the lesser teams, not lesser than them, but bad teams, sub 500 teams. So I'll lean Miami. Don't like it, won't bet it.
Costa.
I can't get there with either side. I mean, Miami probably will cover. Like Javon said, they shouldn't, but they will. I'm going to take the sexy pick here. Give me the under. Detroit's been under the last 3 games. Miami has been heavy under all season. There's a lot of question marks with Miami today with who's playing. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a fan of this NBA card, and I don't like to put my opinion out there for games where then I'll get a backlash if I give out a side, and then I'll get some texts and comments and all the good stuff. So
Giannis Antetokounmpo likely to play. Malik Beasley likely to
is that a
play.
Tweety bird?
Crickets.
What's the word on Giannis?
Likely to play.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah.
It's TV game on Sunday.
Give me under in the Miami game.
So yes, news starting to come out in the NBA. Let's see.
Yeah, and that line's been creeping up, so
Yeah.
it was holding that too for a
How
while.
about Justin Fields traded to the Steelers? No one said anything about that, huh?
Because they're both irrelevant. Him and Russ are both irrelevant.
Wow.
Last year those were
Wow.
the 2 guys I bashed. Fields and Russ. They're both trash. So it's like
I think Fields is
they
better
should
than
have
what
kept
you
Kenny
think.
Pickett.
He
Far
is.
as I'm concerned.
Fields is better.
Fields is way better.
Pickett's your guy. He's ass.
Yeah.
They should have kept Kenny Pickett, man.
Name one quarterback
Jay, love
in the NFL that wears
Love
2
Pickett.
gloves and was ever successful. There's only one.
That Jay?
No, there's only one quarterback in the NFL that wore 2 gloves that was
Tom
successful.
Brady.
No,
Nah, Tom Brady never wore 2 gloves.
he never wore 2 gloves. There's one quarterback, and he did it in the later stages of his career.
Who?
Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
He wore it in Denver.
Yeah.
Teddy 2 gloves. Kenny Pickett.
Ain't worry about them Steelers, man. They both trash. We'll see. They said it was Russ starting, so
Well, it's going to be a battle.
they said it's no battle. They said it's no battle.
No.
Nah,
that's what they're saying.
I think their game plan is going to be Russ starts this year. Fields takes an apprentice role, learns how to play the position, and then going forward it'll probably be Fields.
How about they do a 2 quarterback system like the Gators did with Leak and Tebow?
The funniest
Run 'em
thing,
both.
Or they can have a package with Fields.
The funniest
Well,
thing
that's
I
what
saw
Lamar
on
did this
Twitter
first year
yesterday
with the
was
package.
they got Fields to replace Najee Harris.
Mitch does not like Najee Harris. We went over this. There's not a lot of love coming from over there.
Oh no, not Najee Harris is a bum. Hey, listen, he single-handedly torpedoed my fantasy league a few years ago. He's a
He went from top 10 pick to bust.
Bro, don't. All right, before we get back to the NBA, this is the dumbest argument ever.
How many rings?
Dumbest argument ever. Them Russell Wilson rings are not his rings. They not. Them is the Legion of Booms rings, man. Stop it.
It's only one ring. It's only one.
Oh yeah,
ring.
one ring. And yeah, because the other one was supposed to be the Legion of Boom's other ring, but Malcolm Butler.
That happened.
Well, the Chargers re-signed Easton Stick, so
Who?
look out.
Oh, the back. Yeah.
Watch out.
Third teamer.
Look out. Well, Jim Harbaugh, he'll get mad at bench him. It's like that's the type of asshole he is.
Well, shit, he's already taken away all his weapons.
Yeah, they ain't got nobody
They're
over there.
gone. Keenan Allen and
And Mike
Chicago.
Williams.
They got
receivers
Stick.
go to die.
All they
Got
got is
stick.
Quentin Johnson. Sorry, so I thought he was
Yeah,
But they
right.
got stick.
two left hands Johnson.
Well, they
Yeah,
got
I
Gus
thought he was gonna be
Edwards.
good out of TCU. No,
That was a family trade. Gus Edwards. Keep it within the family. Greg Roman.
a lot
Keep it
going
within
on
the
in the
family.
NFL, man. But it's gonna look way different next year. It's gonna look way different. Just
You could have 5 players in the NFL. Like you can start your team with any 5. Who would you take?
We got to go square by square.
Square by square.
You just go through each guy. Go with Chris. Give me your top 5.
I don't know. It's gonna be a different league this year. So I don't know. You got guys like Aaron Donald who retired just out of nowhere. Like, what the hell?
Nah, he was playing on retirement last year.
Yeah. Shout out AD.
Super Bowl.
Go TJ Watt,
He's not in my 5.
Not me neither. He's always injured.
Peyton. Not what am I talking about? Patrick Mahomes,
Easily number 1, non-debatable.
Justin Jefferson,
I think I'd rather have Chase than him, but that's besides the point.
Well, they're both A1. Then we'll go right now.
You ain't even got it off the top of your head. You
No,
ain't-
Really,
I'm thinking
man.
I don't want old
Yeah,
guys.
you
I'm
can't like
starting
him
a
that
team.
much, man.
I'm starting a team like Chris Jones. I still take him this year. That guy changes the game on defense. And give me Roquan. Just throw my boy in there. I just spread it out. I didn't want to just have like a loaded offense and not a defense. You know, it took a little bit. The wheels were turning.
Shouting.
I would take Hayward over TJ Watt if I had my choice to steal a
Who?
defensive guys.
Who?
Hayward. I would take him over.
Hayward. Who's that? Over
Who's
TJ
that?
Watt?
Yep.
No Nick Bosa. Hayward.
He is 34 years old though.
He's old as dirt.
You mean Cam Hayward?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
No.
you're gonna start your top 5 with?
No.
No, not start my top 5. I would take him over TJ Watt. I didn't say
What?
in the top 5.
What?
TJ Watt's injured all the time, man.
He's not injured all the time.
All the time. He's like
How do you get that many
McCaffrey, man.
sacks last year and be hurt? How's that possible? How's that possible?
Sheesh.
I guess they crying, so I guess we can talk some football later. Let's talk some.
Patrick Mahomes, number 1.
Yeah, it's number 1. It's Mahomes and then everybody else. It's really not even that.
Number 2, Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes' brother, number 2.
Number 3, Mahomes.
Number 4, Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Number 5,
Andy Reid.
Mahomes.
Joe Burr.
Well,
I would
Next
say
game up, fellas. We got
Jamar
chicken
Chase.
nuggets.
Mahomes.
We got them chicken nuggets, man. Denver, them boys, man, red hot. Coming to my city, man. They in town. Facing my Mavs. 2:30, the other ABC game. Nuggets laying 3.5. Roster manipulation going on here. And I really don't know what's going to happen here with Luka. He hasn't played. He didn't play the last one against the Thunder Buddies, which was also a national televised game. That's why I really don't know what's going to happen here. That was TNT the other night. He didn't play against the Thunder in a huge game. Division game, all that. So that was a huge game for the Mavs. He didn't play there. So I'm nervous, and I need to see what happens here in this basketball game before you know what I mean? Everybody knows what I want to do. I want to take my team at home at the crib. We got the angle alone. I think the strongest angle of them all is I'm not going to the game. So I think that's the strongest angle of them all. But in that same breath, we know the Nuggets, when they do lose, are susceptible to losing on the road. Double revenge spot at home at the crib for Dallas. Dallas has played well recently with Luka in the lineup. I want to take Dallas here. I really, really do. But I need Luka in the lineup, man. So I'm trying to play it by ear, see what happens here. Hopefully we get it in the next 20, 30 minutes. But I'm on the Mavs. Mitch?
I'm on the chicken nuggets. I don't know, my Mavericks blinders on. I know the Nuggets aren't nearly as good as they are on the road as they are at home, but at the same time, the Mavs aren't nearly as good at home as they are on the road. And I think that the way the Nuggets have come out of the break and they just mean business right now. And I think with the Mavs not really even knowing who's playing, who's not playing, all that other stuff, I think I like the chicken nuggets here to get the W. Shout out to Tristan Payne, who in the YouTube commenting about Chris Ruffalo's pick from March 14th in the Dayton Duquesne game. Nice. Way to show some sack there. It's like I can pick the winner 3 days later too, man. You'd be surprised how good I am at picking 3 days later.
Ruffalo.
Got the rolling crying emojis on that one, Chris.
What you like here, Roof?
Jay, I'm with you here. I need to see if Luke is playing. But if he is, I think I'm going to go with the Mavs here. This just feels like a game that they could use to really establish themselves in the West, if that makes sense. To show they're a legitimate threat to the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference. It's a spotlight game. Everyone's going to be watching. And if he doesn't play, then I'll probably stay off it. But lead towards the Mavs and the points.
David?
Yeah, I'm going with the Nuggets here. Just playing really, really well. I know on the road they've had some ups and downs, but right now I think they're the better team. And then, of course, just like everyone mentioned, the injury news doesn't help either. So I'll take Denver.
Hey, so, last year my Mavs were the laughing stock of the league, being one of the worst ATS teams there were. Them boys top 5 this year. Shout out them boys, man. You know what I mean? They're covering at a 55% clip for the season. Oh, just came across my phone right now. Jimmy Butler listed out Sunday. He will not play today. So
here we go, Pistons.
Run into the back-to-back.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that. Alec, what you like in here? Mavs, Nuggets.
Yeah, I can't take the Mavs right here. In clutch, I don't know. Yeah, Denver's in a groove right now. I think they just continue to slap around opponents, trying to gain as much momentum as they can going into the playoffs. Nothing against your Mavs, Jay, but I just don't think they're an elite team. Even with Donich, I don't think they're an elite team. I think they're a good team, an above-average team with a superstar in the lineup. And that's the way I look at them.
And, I mean, that's a fair way to look at them. I get why, that would be the most people's outlook on them. My outlook on them is kind of something similar, but I just think when you have one of the 3 best players in the league, anything is possible. That's been the NBA, all my life. I think the other 2 best players in the league have a ring, so I don't think it's impossible to say that Luka's going to add his name to that list soon, in Giannis and Nikola Jokic. So we'll see.
I think they're one player away, top tier player away from a complete run, and but we'll see. I hope you're right, Jay, for your sake, because all I care about is making money on these selections. I don't care about it.
I know.
Anything else. Yeah.
Javon, you rocking with my Mavs, Nuggets, or the sexy pick?
I mean, I would like to. I gotta know what's up with Doncic, but if word comes down that Doncic isn't playing and this line balloons, at a certain point, I'll buy back on the Mavs. So he's got to play it by ear with this one. But it all rests on the Luka news. I would like to take him at +4 at home. I'm not gonna do it. I might live bet it. See if someone gets out to a hard start. And then see what the line is, and then bang it at a certain number. Bang the underdog to make a comeback. But that's about it.
Costa.
Yeah, I just can't bet this game until I know the Luka news. This team especially with the Mavs, we've seen them back and forth. When they weren't supposed to win with Kyrie, they came back and they covered that game against the Thunder Buddies. And I don't like Denver on the road, but if Luka is out, I got to ride with the Chicken Nuggets. I think if you think that Luka's not going to play, then you bet the Chicken Nuggets now, and you're going to get value on the line because obviously it's going to get much worse. So I don't like betting this game. I don't want to touch it. I'd rather just lay off and find better opportunities on the board out there. But right now, where I think he's not going to play, I'll take the Chicken Nuggets.
One last thing on that game, I just want to throw in after Mr. Kotze there. I just want to say one thing. From an SRS perspective, we've got a situation here that actually, if Dallas was favored, just from an SRS perspective, we'd have a 2-point favorite going our side with Dallas. So Dallas is the team that, most probably would come away with a win. And like if Donis was fully healthy, if he plays today, I don't even think he's 100%. So once again, I'm discounting that completely.
Fair enough. The Nuggets so hot right now. This is the spot they lose. That's the thing, though. I love the Nuggets, and I'll be locked in on the Nuggets and the Mavs. And this is a Nugget style lose spot. I just see it that way. They lose on the road all the damn time, all the time. This year they've been better. They're 20-14 on the road, but still 14 damn losses on the road. They don't lose at home is what they don't do. So when they lose, it's on the road. Yeah. Next game up, we got the Magic, the best ATS team in basketball, man, laying a big boy number, man. The books finally done caught up to us. They finally now, 75% into the season, have caught up to us on the Magic. They're now laying 12.5 on the Toronto Raptors. I'm on the Magic. I kind of just blindly bet the Magic. It's 12.5 a little skits. Yes, it is. But would I be surprised if they won by 20 plus? No, I wouldn't. So I know for sure I'm not touching the Raptors on the road. Even if that line was 14, 15, I probably still wouldn't touch the Raptors on the road. That's how done I am with them. I don't think there's a number high enough they could have made me want to take Toronto here. I think if the Magic play the Magic style basketball, they could pick their number in this game. But it is kind of high. So at a certain point, I wouldn't take the Raptors, but at a certain point, I would lay off the Magic. And I think 13, 12.5 is probably that number for me. If this was 9.5, 10, it would have been a premium. But at this number, I'm probably going to leave it alone. But it's Magic or pass for sure. Mitch.
Magic for me. I don't care how high the number gets. I know the Raptors have been closer than this number in most of their games recently, except for that 139-98 beatdown that they took in New Orleans back at the beginning of the month. But I don't care. The Raptors are just terrible. They've given up this season. They packed it in. The Magic have shown, they care about covering spreads, and we care about that.
Roof, you on your team?
This is what the Raptors are doing.
They wave a white flag.
They're done. I've said they've been done for a while.
You have.
But this, it was bad enough when this team was looking like they were playing for next year at full strength, but they're still missing Scotty Barnes. And things are still missing Pirtle. RJ Barrett's still dealing with his personal matter. So it's a bare bones Raptors team against the best home cover team in the NBA, the best overall cover team in the NBA, and the best home favorite in the NBA. They're 14-3 against the spread as a home favorite this year. So give me the Magic. Simple.
David.
Yeah, it's just very simple for me. You see the Magic, you bet the Magic. And I'm with you. The number is up there to where it's like, oh, man, I don't know. But the Magic have just been so good this year covering the number, especially at home. And I like them to win big here.
Alex.
In good conscience, I couldn't lay this much lumber. And, I agree with everybody that's been out there and saying, this Toronto team looks like they're tanking. It very much looks like they're tanking. But they've been able to cover their last 5 games, despite of losing them all, not cover, but cover this number at least. And I don't know. I think this is just too many points. But hey, it's not like I would take the points or anything. I just turn my face away from this game completely.
Yep. I'm in that same space, Alex. It's either I'm taking the Magic or I'm leaving it alone.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jay.
Jovan.
Yeah, I'm on the Raptors.
Ooh, talk to me.
Yeah, it's just the simple fact is they've lost all these games, and they've been, I guess, relatively competitive. They've lost the last 5 games, but they've lost them by 10 or less. That's good enough for me. I actually gave this one out as a parlay for the video short, but yeah, I see that. I see them still playing hard, so it's the players that's on the court that's really the issue. They don't have certain players on the court, so that it makes them a better against team. That said, this number is too big. It's going down a point, but it's still too big in my book. So take the points.
Take the point, says Jovan. I will say the Raptors, they're probably better than I give them credit for. Like you said, they do be covering sometimes. I don't think I've taken the Raptors in like months. Most of the time I look to fade them. But there's probably is a little more value on Toronto than I put on. So I get it. I get it. Costi.
Magic for me. It's really simple. Toronto is on the do not bet list. They should be.
They are. They're still there.
They're terrible. I'm not touching them. 12 is a big number. Again, this is not a bettable game for me, but if I were to bet it, it's Orlando or nothing. We've been riding Orlando forever. And like you said, the books have caught up to us.
They have.
And now they're double digits at home. They can't make the line high enough. They just played recently, and we were actually on that game, and we got the cover. They were laying 7.5 at Toronto. So now it's flip-flopped and it's at home. I know it's 12 and definitely not going to bet it, but I'm going to lean the Magic laying the 12s. They'll get the job done.
There you go. All right. Next
Excuse me
game
for 1
up.
second, gentlemen. I'll be right back. Thank you.
All right. We got the Celtics and the Wizards. St. Patty's Day. Mitch, talk to me.
I took the Celtics in the video, but I'm going to change teams here and jump over to the Wizards. I think the Celtics on St. Patty's Day are probably like 0-32 against the number or something. It's just like missed the doctor obvious.
I really want to see that number. I'm going to see if I can find it.
I'm making it up, and I'm going to continue to treat it as fact. But I think that it only makes sense that they would be because it is the squarest, most public play on the board, betting the Celtics on St. Patrick's Day. I don't know, man.
It's also the Wizards too, though.
I understand. It's the Wizards, man, and that is the problem.
24-17 on St. Patrick's Day.
Celtics.
ATS or straight
that's
up?
not ATS. That's just heads up.
Yeah, that means they're 0-41. ATS. I'm taking the Wizards. Taking the Wizards. Taking a green whiz.
And 10-14 straight up on the road on St. Patrick's Day all time.
ATS or straight up? Oh, you said straight up?
Straight up.
Were they playing the Wizards though?
I'm just saying.
I know. What you doing here? You're taking. You're low key a closet Wizards fan. Are you taking them? You went to the game out there. You love taking the Wizards as the road dog. You know what I mean? You've been on the Wizards more so than anybody.
Yeah, I don't mind taking the Wizards as a home dog. You know what the difference is though? They're at home here.
They are.
I can't do it. Dude, give me the Celtics. But this could be. I'm not playing this game because this could be like a going through the motions spot for the Celtics. You got bigger fish to fry than to beat up on the Washington Wizards. But I mean, 11-56 overall, 10-20 against the spread at home. Yeah, I'll lean towards the Celtics here.
David,
do you have any update on Brown or Tatum, Jay?
Still questionable.
They still suck.
Still questionable roster manipulation day in the NBA.
Still suck.
They still suck.
I'm going to fade Washington at home just because of how poor they are against the number at home. I'll take the Celtics, but yeah, keep an eye on that injury report.
This just in. Tatum sucks.
Javon.
The breaking news across the bottom.
I have no idea. I'm gonna roll with the under. Questions about Tatum and Brown. One of them might sit. One of them. Here's the thing. One of them's gonna sit. Well, no, one of them's gonna play at least. That's what I'm gonna say. White's out. Porzingis is out. That's a lot of production. And that said, I just think it's gonna be one of those games where they bear down on defense with with some of the other guys. Still got Holiday on the court. Still have Horford on the court. The Wizards, they're the bad. They're the worst shot taking team there is in the association, and I'm more the under. That's really how I'm gonna say it.
You need a breaking news sound, Mitch.
Yeah.
we have to interrupt this programming.
This is what I want to say, and it has nothing to do with this Celtics game. So I was watching the OKC Thunder game yesterday, right? They were ready to tear that game wide open, but the rest wouldn't let them. They singled out Lou Dort for I don't know how many fouls at the end of that game, and single-handedly stopped them from covering that game. I think the fix is in with some of these games. It is what it is. So yeah, that's the one side that I had.
Costi, what you like here?
Based on the analytics and based on the eyeball test, and breaking news are very important as well. Tatum does suck. Not in the regular season, though. I don't know who's going to be playing for Boston. I like the under here. All the injury list for Boston, I know one of them probably will play. Look, it's Sunday, it's St. Patrick's Day, but they're not getting up for the Wizards on the road. Maybe if it was at home, they would care more. People will be excited, but on the road in Washington, this could just be going through the motions type game. We've seen this out of Boston in the second half of the year since the All-Star break, where they let off the gas late in the game, and 11 points is a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if they covered late, and I wouldn't be surprised if Washington won the game covering the game, not won the game. So with all these injuries, give me the under 228. I think it's a much safer play than taking 88 of the sides.
For me, the Celtics this is how I handicap Celtics games. I look at it, I look at the other team, and I say, is there any reason for me to even think about taking them? And the answer to that question is hell no for the Wizards.
Hell to the yes.
It's hell no for the Wizards. They offer me no ATS reasons at home. They offer me nothing competitive-wise recently to suggest they do. They are the worst team in the league. This is my number one team in my power rankings, the Celtics, versus my number 30 team in my power rankings, the Washington Wizards. The reason I probably won't play the game is because this is the most public play on the board. St. Patrick's Day taking the Celtics. That alone, I could see some, you know what I mean? They got the roster manipulation already going. I could see the Celtics being up 10 with like 10 seconds left to go in the game, and we're all sitting there sweating. It's going to be one of them. So that alone probably keeps me off of it, but it's Celtics or pass, like for the rest of the season. I will not fade them unless I have a clear and concise reason to do so. And the Wizards do not offer me that. So give me the Boston Celtics.
Jordan Poole for 3 off the backboard.
You feel me? I can see it.
Jay, you want your breaking news sound?
Yeah. This
Jay Schefter reporting.
No, I'm playing. Next game up, we got the Brooklyn Nets out on the road against the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs are favored by 1.5 in this game. I think that tells you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. Don't overcomplicate this thing. The Nets, bro, are the sharpest falling knife I've ever seen. Oh my God. We've been fading the Nets blindly and have been cashing like
Worse than Tatum in a game 7?
worse than that. There's a reason they're a dog to the Spurs. Like, that's all you
Worse
need.
than Tatum in the last 45 seconds of a winnable game?
This is their 6th straight road game. This is a revenge game at home, at the crib for the Spurs. Hey, who need a bounce back game at home, at the crib. They've been playing some teams who are balling. Golden State, we know. I mean, Golden State wasn't really balling, but they had just beat Golden State. So, of course, Golden State was motivated there. Houston's hot, like red hot right now. I don't even know if enough people talking about the Rockets. I've been on them Rockets.
We're talking about them.
I was on Rockets yesterday.
Yeah, me too. And then they lost to the Nuggets. So I think if there was a spot for the Spurs, this is the spot. Give me San Antonio. Mitch.
I'm taking the Spurs.
Yes. You haven't done that all year.
No, everyone thinks that I get hung up on teams or whatever. I don't take this team or that team. I just try and win money, and I think the Nets on the back end of
the Spurs all year.
The Nets on the back end of the back-to-back, man. And it wasn't like they played, a team that plays at a slow, deliberate pace either, man. It was the Pacers who ran them up and down the court all night. I'm taking the Spurs in this one. I think Wemby just does what he normally does, just sits there like the lazy piece of crap that he is. And
Hey! You can't take the team and then bash them at the same time.
I can't help myself. It's what I live. It's what I live for. If I'm not going to enjoy myself, I'm not going to be here at all.
He's not used to taking Spurs.
Talk about the good karma in Vegas. If you're going to take a team, you can't bash them in the same sentence. Can't do it.
Why? I say it about the Celtics all the time.
So wait, did you have the video for who had the video for this one today?
Chris.
Damn, I thought I was going to get Mitch taking the Celtics and the Spurs on the same day in the video.
Oh, maybe I did tab this one. Did I have this one?
No, I had it.
Celtics love to ass slap against the really bad teams. That's the only thing that's like, that's the dangerous part of that other game. They love to ass slap, do this stuff when against the really bad teams, We accomplished something today. You did.
And these playoffs are going to be lit. I can't wait.
The NBA playoffs?
Yeah.
Oh, you missed last year. It was the cash on the Heat series. It was one after the other. That 4-1 bashing of the Milwaukee Bucks.
I was here
plus 280 like every single game. Plus 280 and then some every single game. 4-1 out of town. It was the best. Then game 7 in Boston. Oh,
I thought Jovan was rocking the baby for you.
I rolled my ankle. It was like all you had to do is take the Heat money line every single game. It really didn't even matter that it was only 4-3. It was like winning 9 games, man. It was like so money. I hurt my ankle.
Ruffalo, what you like here, my man?
Sorry, I'm trying to get that out of my head. Give me the Spurs here as well. They're actually 3-1 against the spread as a home favorite this season. So it's actually happened before where the Spurs have been favored at home. And I've been off the Nets for a while. I think we've said before, this is not the same cover team that was making us money hand over fist earlier this season. This team is a disaster. And I'm taking the San Antonio Spurs.
David.
Yep, I'm on the Spurs as well. Brooklyn just 11-21 against the number on the road. And the Spurs actually have not been bad against the spread this season overall or at home. So I'll take the Spurs here.
Alex.
Can't go any other way with the Spurs. That's it. I mean, it's just plain and simple.
Jovan, you catching the falling knife for the Brooklyn Nets?
Yeah, I'm catching the falling knife.
Oh, you catching?
Yeah, last two games in this position where they lost the first end of a back-to-back. When the second, after first game of a back-to-back, in this same situation where they lost the first game of a back-to-back, they come back and won outright. In both this month, that against the 76ers and the more and more recent against the Cavs, where they blew them out by 19. So I don't know what it is about the Brooklyn Nets, on second nights of a back-to-back, but They've won outright. So, and this is, basically an outright type of line. So, I'm on the Brooklyn Nets just on the strength of that.
Costa.
Spurs for me. Spurs for me. It's just simple. When they're a favorite, there's a reason why they're made a favorite. It's a revenge game for when they played last time. I actually watched that game. I was on the other side. And I just don't see it how the Nets come in here. They've been struggling on this road trip. This is what, the 6th game now? Or 5th game of the road trip. This is the 6th game of the road trip. They've only won once, and they've played horrible opposition. They lost to Detroit, lost to Charlotte, and then the other games that they lost. They did beat Cleveland at Cleveland, but this is an NBA team, so they do win games. I just don't think it's going to be today. Give me San Antonio. Give me the Wembies to win the game.
Last game up, fellas. Last one of the day. And then we'll talk a little NHL. Well, y'all can talk some NHL. We got 2 teams I love to fade, man. I mean, which way is Mitch gonna go here?
Scary.
We got the Atlanta Hawks, man, the worst ATS team in basketball, out on the road facing the most overrated team in basketball, the Los Angeles Clippers. They got the Clips laying 10 points. Mitch, can I see the list? This is the list, man. The Hawks have been on the list. They were the first basketball team on the list, but we also blindly love fading the Clippers here on this program.
I hate the Clippers.
I hate the Clippers.
Hate the Hawks more.
I gotta take the Hawks here, man.
Oh God!
What?
This is like if there's one out on the sexy pick, this is it.
This is it. Yeah.
This is it. I mean, I haven't given the sexy pick in 2 years, but this calls for it, man.
I'm a roll with the Hawks, man. I just gotta keep fading the overrated Clippers. Man. I'm sorry.
It's not Wednesday.
It's not a premium, nothing like that, guys. I'm not rushing to the win, nothing like that. It's but it's the Hawks for me. Mitch.
This is, it's the last game on the card, so we could just take most of this game off and start tailgating for tomorrow's Grizzlies-Kings matchup where we know we're getting points with the Grizz. It's like save your money for that one. Imagine how many points we're going to get, like double digits, man, on the road with the Grizzlies tomorrow at the Kings.
It might be like 11.5.
I'll take 13 if they'll give it to me. I'll take whatever you're going to give me, man. It's the gift that keeps on giving. But I'm going to take the Clippers here. God, man. I don't know how I'm going to look at myself in the mirror after saying that. But, yeah, I'm going to take the Clippers. I hate the Hawks that much. I think the over is the play in this one because the Hawks just refuse to play defense. They just refuse. Man.
Roof.
Speaking of a refusal, I refuse to pick this game.
We're taking a Ruffalo.
We're taking a Ruffalo. You could even see the comment there. Someone said we all get one Ruffalo per day. This is mine.
Yeah. Oh, I hate the Clippers. Go away. They should. They're going to a new building. They should just start over, man. They should just start over. They should not be the Clippers anymore. It should just be something else.
They got a new logo.
I don't care. Old logo, new logo,
new
man. It ain't gonna matter, man. It's like we've all seen how that goes. Everyone likes the old logo better, And
The owner just put his mega yacht in the logo and made it a Clipper.
The old logo, new logo.
Yeah, I mean I'm gonna take the Clippers, but just solely based on the fact of how poorly Atlanta is covering this year. But it's really a no bet. But I don't want to use my Ruffalo, so I'll take the Clip.
Alex, do you know the old logo,
I'm using
new
my
logo?
Ruffalo today on the hockey section.
What is this, right?
Do you know the old logo, new logo bit?
Yeah, I remember you guys talking about it, but I don't
The
remember.
NHL for the NHL, the old logo.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
new
yeah,
logo
yeah,
is
yeah,
like,
yeah,
hold on
okay,
a second, I've got an idea for the new logo. That's it.
Yeah, I remember.
Most of the teams that have changed logos usually go to the worst. New England Patriots, love the old logo, hate the new logo.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I have never seen a more intense, a more I don't know, knowledgeable sports fan in a long time, man. Like you know everything from the lines all the way into the deepest part of
Hey,
deepest
114
part of the
million
sport.
views,
It's
man.
amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
But I mean, as a team,
Yeah,
as a team.
Is it
Would
my
you like
turn?
to, Alex?
It's my turn to say something foolish. I'm going to go against the Clippers.
Yes. No.
We don't mind fading the Clippers on this show.
I don't know. I don't even know how I'm doing this. They're on tired legs. Atlanta played a couple of close games. Maybe they'll just continue to play close without Trae Young in the lineup. I don't have a lot of confidence here in this selection, so please, it's a caveat emptor selection for everybody out there. Yeah.
Sounded like you said, I'm fading the Clippers because I love fading the Clippers.
Javon. What you on, my man?
I'm on the under. The Hawks are just a bad shot taking team. I don't even know some of the guys who's on their roster. Some guy started yesterday. What was his name? Krejci. If I'm saying his name right, Vic Krejci. Oh man, sounds like he's from the Bruins. So listen. You already know what the Clippers are going to do. They're going to play some defense if they're motivated. And I think they'll be motivated in the spot to play some defense. So I'll take the under.
Costa.
Let me explain something to you. I've been wearing this hood the entire show because I'm going to rob bookies today. So I'm incognito mode. I can't rob the bookies with the Hawks, and I can't rob the bookies with the Clippers.
I hate the Clippers.
Just then, we got some injury news.
Kawhi's not playing.
Tatum in, Brown out.
Yeah, we said that. One of them is going to play.
You're going to be like Tatum in sweatpants.
Kawhi, game time decision.
So
what would Kawhi
I'm going to use my daily pass, take my Ruffalo here. I've stuck to it. I will not. I follow the do not bet list. The Hawks, I will not get them out of my mouth, and I'm not laying those points with the Clippers.
Come on, son of a bitch. I had the over 6.5 Ruffalos for Costy today.
Ruffalo.
I had the over 6.5. You just screwed me.
Ruffalo.
All right, fellas. That brings us to everybody's favorite part of the show. Parlay time. And then Roof is going to take over and talk hockey with you fellas.
What?
So, Mitch, you got a parlay for me today?
Sure. I'll take the Suns, the Pistons, the Magic, and the Chicken Nuggets. 4-teamer.
Roof.
Give me the Suns. Give me the Spurs. And give me the under in the Pistons Heat.
Hey.
All right, I'm gonna go Pistons on the money line. I'm gonna go Illinois on the money line, VCU on the money line, and Spurs.
I'll go Rangers, Islanders over the total, VCU, and Illinois.
Javon.
Yeah, I'll go on Wisconsin first half money line. Florida, Auburn under. And Duquesne, VCU under.
Costa.
I'm going to go Illinois. Bucks. Magic.
Fade your ass.
I'm going Duquesne money line, a.k.a. Ducking Knees, a.k.a. Ducking These Nuts. We're going to go Wisconsin money line. Illinois, they still overrated, bro. I'm sorry. Shannon, he ain't even scoring 25 today.
He is him, Jay.
He is. He's going to run out of gas.
Okay.
And then we're gonna take Pistons money line. I like that, David. No Jimmy. No reason to even think about the 8 million.
No Yimmy.
No Yimmy.
No
3-teamer. All right, fellas. Well, that's all I got for y'all today. Mitch, any last words? Because I know you probably be out of here too.
I'm out of here. Ready to roll.
See you tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow. Should be a good show. The brackets will be released. And I don't know. Maybe I'll come on later and talk about the brackets. If anyone wants to come on. Maybe after, not during the release of the brackets, maybe after the brackets. Do like just a video that we could do, chop it up into shorts type thing. If anyone wants to come on. I'm
finna go shoot the jam session for all of you guys out there crying.
Where's the jam session?
I'm finna shoot it. Damn. It's going to be a long week for y'all boys, man. It's a lot going on, so buckle up. But my premium plays are at the site, man. Scoop them up. All right. Costa, any last words from you, my man?
Robbing bookies today. That's it.
Any last words from you, Jovan?
No, just win.
Just win. I'm out of here too, fellas. I appreciate y'all. Roof, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
I appreciate you, Brody. See y'all later. I'm out of here.
DJ.
Keep forgetting he can just leave me the keys to the car and I can just
At least
drive
it's not
it
to
this
the
way.
house.
Yeah, Jay left some little surprise for everybody at the house of disappointment last night.
No, I was there. I was at that house. And that house, I wasn't, it didn't go in the right door. Backfired.
Don't make me say it.
NHL time.
Don't make me Costi. Don't make me say it.
NHL time.
Costi used to going in the back door. Anyways,
Yeah.
All right, we'll split the card in half. 7 games. I don't know. Do you guys want to do just the whole card in one shot, or do you want to do
Whole card in one shot?
Yeah,
all right, whole card one shot? All right, okay. Islanders, Rangers, got New Jersey and Vegas, San Jose, Chicago, Winnipeg, Columbus, Carolina, Ottawa, Detroit, Pittsburgh, and Anaheim, St. Louis. Alex, is there anything here? I know you gave out the over in that New York game in your parlay, but is there anything else here you like?
I don't like it. Well, I don't mind fading the Islanders right now. They're have to be the streakiest hockey team I've ever seen in my entire life. So 5 straight wins, 3 straight losses. Hey, let's make another loss today.
The St. Louis Blues were that.
Rangers, yeah, the Rangers. You watched that game, that outside game, the last time they played, huh?
Yeah.
That was just. It almost looked scripted. It looked crappy. It looked very, very strange. Are they going to come back? Yeah, you knew it the whole time they were going to come back. You felt it, and I feel like we're going to have another barn burner today.
Yeah, I mean, the St. Louis Blues were that last year. Like, they could never have win one, lose one, win one, lose one. They would win 3 or 4 in a row, and then you rode that until the one game it flipped, and then you ride it for another 3 games while the losing streak happens, and then you flip it again. So, yeah. I don't know. I know. I mean, it still doesn't feel real that Patrick was the head coach.
I don't know what that move was supposed to mean or do. Anyway, I'm not really sure. It's the personnel on the ice. I mean, he couldn't take a bunch of aging veterans and turn them into superstars overnight, or have Barzell play defense. I mean, you can't do that. And if Sorokin's not at the top of his game this year, like he usually is. I mean, this is a situation. He's very inconsistent this year. So,
well, you remember all the fanfare when he. I mean, I know you got to be sort of in tune with it to know what we're talking about, but not you, Alex. Everybody watching, but like, remember when he took over Quebec in the QMJHL, and there was all this fanfare about how he's going to take this team. He's going to go back to the Ramparts. He's going to make them what Rimouski was when Sidney Crosby was there, and the London Knights and their dynasty in the OHL. And it was just like, okay.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But this year's Islanders team,
he's living off his name. Great goaltender, Stanley Cups. Vezina Trophy winner. I mean, I don't know. He's an average coach to me. I don't see anything special from him, really.
But the thing about the Islanders that struck me this year is that this brand of Islanders hockey feels completely different to what we've seen from Islanders hockey the last 4 or 5 years, going back to like the Barry Trotz years, where they wanted to win ugly, they wanted to win low scoring, they wanted to win like those get under your skin kind of games. And now it's just gives a shit about Sorokin. Let's win this game 5-4, 6-5, Sorokin's still a top 5, top 10 goalie in the NHL without question. He's a Vezina contender every year, but I don't know. Something seems wrong. You're leaving him hanging out to dry if you're expecting to win 5-4 games every single day. But
I'm one of these crazies that think Barzell's a second line center. Yeah,
I don't disagree with that.
I'm one of these crazies. I think he's a second line center, and I think he gets too much play, and I think his defense sucks. And I really think Trotz knew that, and that's why he used to bury him sometimes late in games, and people just didn't figure this out because they don't bring this kind of laundry out into the public view. But there's a lot of problems with the Islanders that I think people are not aware of, and I think we're going to find out in the offseason here as a lot of these guys sort of disappear if they can get rid of them or not.
Barzell parlayed a really good stretch into a big contract, and then once he did that, everybody viewed him as he's the guy. He's going to be one of their top. It's Matthew Barzell. It's like you said, a second line center at best.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys that are punching above their weight a little bit, but
he's fun to watch. Don't get me wrong, I love to watch him. I mean, he's so exciting, but I mean, round and round we go. It's it's entertaining, but
But there's a difference between not being fun to watch and being in a position where you're clearly, I don't say out of your league, but you're not supposed to, or people know you're not supposed to be there.
Right.
Like you said, he's a first line center. He's a second line center in a first line center's body.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's where a lot of the Islanders' problems come from. Other than they're, I don't know what you want to call it, their checking line, if that's what you want to call it, or Buck and Zick. These guys are done. Martin, they're pretty old and they're pretty fried out. Yeah, so it's time to rejuvenate that team. And hey, I know a lot about the Islanders because I put a lot of spunk behind them, some money behind them the last couple of years. Previous to this year, I'm fading them this year. I'm finally making money. So yeah.
David, what do you like here?
Well, I'll tell you what, one good thing Patrick Waugh has done has started that movement, at least in my opinion, he started where he pulls the goalie with like 6 or 7 minutes left. And that's kind of trickled around to the different teams. And I think that's just hilarious, especially if you have the over in that game. It's just perfect.
Yeah. Good. Yeah,
trust me. I remember vividly the COVID year when everybody was in the bubble and it was Toronto and Columbus in that first round playoff series, and then the Leafs net is empty with like 5.5 minutes to go, and I'm like, okay, well, this is bullshit, but okay. But they ended up tying the game. I think they ended up losing, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is like, I forget who did it just a couple days ago. They had it with like 8.5 minutes left.
Oh yeah.
They were down, I think, 3 or 4 goals, and they had the goalie pulled, and they gave up an empty netter like immediately. But as far as today goes, yeah, I agree. I like the Rangers. The price is a little too steep. I mean, I think puck line, I would take them. New York, very good at home, and they're just really good on both ends of the ice. But they did just allow some goals to Pittsburgh, which is a little worrisome. And then the other afternoon game, I also like Vegas. This Devils team is just lost. I think fading the Devils any chance you can right now is a smart move. So I like Vegas on the puck line as well.
By the way, am I the only one who didn't know about that overtime rule where if you pull your goalie at even strength and you get scored on, you lose the point?
I did know that, yes.
Did you? Okay, I had no idea. I'm like, someone's like, oh, they could have lost the point. I was like, why would they lose the point? Why are you pulling your goalie with a minute left in a 3-on-3 overtime? No idea, but I mean, it's one of those moves where if it works, you're a god. If it doesn't, you look like the guy in the Kent State Akron game yesterday.
I know. I was watching that game and I couldn't believe when I saw him. I saw him. The goalie was like edging out of the crease. He was like, and I was like, what's this guy doing? Then he takes off and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And they're like, well, they really need the points. And I'm thinking like, well, then just win the game. Don't give up the point.
Yeah.
But it worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
I'm also gonna take Vegas here. I might take them in regulation to get that -178 price down. Could sprinkle on the puck line. Both these teams need a win. But the thing that stood out for me, and I check the YouTube comments every day, and I did the wraparound, last night and checked them this morning, and someone roasted me saying that I should know that New Jersey's number one goalie is Jake Allen. Well, first of all, it's been Kakkonen and Nico Dawes that have been starting the bulk of the last few games. But if you're telling me that Jake Allen, Kaapo Kakkonen, and Nico Dawes are your 3 goalies, you got problems.
How do they make a move for 2 goalies and those are the guys they bring in? Like, what?
That's what they say. Goalies are in demand now, and I can see why.
Yeah. If those are your 3 goalies, you got bigger problems than playing in New Jersey. I'm sorry. It's going to be a dumpster fire for New Jersey. Yes, they play better on the road compared to at home, but Vegas is still 20-10-2 at home. They're still your defending champions. Yeah, it's Vegas or nothing for me in that game. I'm also going to take Carolina in regulation, also puck line against Ottawa. I know Ottawa plays their best hockey at home, and they're getting, it's a tempting price, getting plus 165 with the Sens at home. But Carolina, even on a back-to-back, and while some people could clamor for a letdown after rallying to beat the Leafs, they are, for my money, top 3 for goaltending depth in the NHL. With Kochetkov and Frederick Anderson and Antti Raanta, when he comes back, he's a veteran option as well. And Ottawa, you're leaning on who? Jonas Korpisalo, who is an outcast of Columbus. Thank you. Yeah, Mads Søgaard, a guy I think gave up 7 goals in his first start. No. Give me Carolina. They made a move for Jake Gensel. They showed this team is serious and serious about making moves. Winning on the puck line on a back-to-back shouldn't be too difficult for them. So I'll take Carolina. But unless you guys got anything else, I think that's it for us.
I can't see much today. We're in that funny time of year, so you got to, if there's no value with an underdog or, an obvious favorite, I'm just not interested.
I think one last little note would be potentially take a look at the under in the Jets Blue Jackets. It's at 5.5 right now, but that's at plus 120. Winnipeg, great defensive team. They've had 3 shutouts in their last 5 games, and Columbus not really a high scoring team. They don't play much defense, so you're at risk of Winnipeg scoring 6 on their own. But I think that's good value, good price at an under number where Winnipeg's been a pretty good under team.
Yeah, Winnipeg's gone. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
No, I'm just looking at some stuff here. Projections on this game should be closer to 3.5. You're right. It should be a low scoring game. Winnipeg's gone under in 10 of the last 11 games versus, subpar teams outscored by their opponents by at least 0.5 plus games. We've seen about an average of 4.1 goals per game scored in those games. So, yeah, there is some value there if you want to look at it from that perspective.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I can't trust a place where you have to make 3 right turns to make a left. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm with you too.
I didn't say it. Someone else did. So don't at me. But
you hinted it.
Look, okay, you guys got Pittsburgh tonight. You got bigger stuff to worry about.
I'm not even worried. Pittsburgh's trash.
Yeah, okay, fine. One more pick. Yeah, one more pick. I'm taking the Red Wings.
So are the Red Wings, though.
With that, Sammy, we trashed on New Jersey today. We trashed on Pittsburgh. And the truth of it is, if you don't have a two-way team, if you don't have everything going for you, I think you're trash. I really personally going into the playoffs. If you don't have defense, what are you doing? Unless the league changes all of a sudden overnight, and we go into a mostly offensive league into the playoffs, which I don't think is going to happen.
No.
Look at Pittsburgh, right? Back-to-back games. They put up 4 and 6 against New York and San Jose, but before that, 1 goal or less in 4 straight and 6 of their last 7. I've said this before. If I wanted to watch a bunch of guys struggle to score for 3 hours, I'd take my friends to the bar.
You can tell when
Chris. Chris. They keep on coming.
I know he does. I
never lost it.
When they traded Gensel, you could see it just like.
Well, that was the thing, right? They were saying they were sticking their flag in the ground, saying we're still competing, we're still pushing for a playoff spot, and they were in the wild card mix. But then you see what this team's real intention was, what they really what their mindset really was, because you trade away Jake Gensel. He was the number 2 scorer on that team when they traded him, behind Sidney Crosby. You trade him away, and it's like, okay, well, now it's obvious what you're doing, even though you don't actually say it. So Pittsburgh, I think they're sticking it to Sidney Crosby by not trading him. But
Good. Stick it to him.
Cindy can still bring home a Stanley Cup, Chris. So let's not get down on him too much. He could do it single-handedly. No, he can't. That was just all. I've heard people say that before. That's what scares me.
I thought you were. I seriously thought you were saying that to me with a straight face. I'd be like, Alex.
I did too. I thought he was serious.
I'm like, Alex, I respect you, but if you're telling me right now that you think that Sidney Crosby is single-handedly putting a team on his back with the state that his back has been in the last couple of years,
that's right.
That's why he's got a slip disc is from putting the Penguins on his back.
Yeah, that's probably partially true.
Yeah, the size of Evgeny Malkin's head. It's
Malkin. I mean, you got to see a softer player. That team's not winning the Stanley Cup. I don't care. I could be wrong. Don't get down on me here. But
he's a soft player.
That's a soft team. That's a soft team. I don't. Yeah.
He's a soft player, but man, that dude looks rough.
He does look rough, doesn't he? Yeah. Yeah.
He was the only guy that I think I've ever said has looked 45 when he entered the league. You know how like sometimes they have to like call into question people's like legitimacy of their birth certificate when they're doing when they're doing little league or something like that. I seriously wondered if they had to do that with Malkin when he came into the league and he signed up for the draft and said he was 19. They're like, nah, dude. They're like, no, you're 43. Like your real name's Mikhail. You're
from Siberia.
From Moscow. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything's possible. Anything is possible. I'll tell you the truth.
Anybody wants to laugh to know what I'm talking about when you see those like birth certificates? Go YouTube the bench warmers clip when it's from the bench warmers when they're trying to have a little league tournament. Yeah, I am 12, and he hands like the guy like it's written in crayon with his picture, and there's like a $20 bill in it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're good here."
Yeah,
I'm telling you, that's what Malkin did. Slipped him 5,000 rubles and called it a day.
Oh wow, I love it.
All right, I think that's it. I gotta leave before I go off on Evgeny Malkin. I could sit here and bash Vlad the Impaler for a good half hour.
Oh boy, Ovechkin, is he finished? Before we leave, is it over for Ovechkin? No.
He's going to keep chasing that gold.
Yeah, he's gonna do what Yager did. He's gonna play into his 50s. I have a feeling. He's not gonna take no for an answer. And it's gonna be
parties. Like Yager didn't really party much, did he?
Nah, maybe not. But
who knows?
But I mean, look at I know we're kind of dragging on here, but if you go to just look at the Capitals this season, right? They've gone because what's Ovechkin's goal total been like the last few years? It's been like 40, 50 goals a year. The leading goal scorer on the Washington Capitals this season is Dylan Strome with 22.
Wow.
There are 2 players on the Capitals that have 50 or more points. Everyone else has 39 or less.
Yeah, that team's done. Yeah.
What's his contract situation?
Who, Ovechkin?
Yeah. Because you almost wonder if it's nearing the end, will he just go to a team cheap and try to win while continuing to chase the scoring records? I just feel like he's not going to stop until it's his.
In 2021, signed a 5-year contract with the Capitals worth $47.5 million.
Okay, there we are.
5 years, so he's there till 2026. $34.5 million signed though.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. Whoops.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to take no for an answer, to be honest. So I think
he's one of the greatest goal scorers. Yeah, since Mike Bossy, I think he's one of the greatest goal scorers in the NHL. But
I have a feeling he's going to do. He's going to score the one goal that puts him over Gretzky. Call it. Yeah. He's just going to go until he has to go and get the record, and maybe if they're contending that year, he'll play it out. But after that, he'll be like, "I've done everything I've had to do. I'm out."
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah. Yeah, you guys make sense about Ovechkin. Yeah, interesting.
But man, God. They say there's a sight for sore eyes. Well, Ovechkin makes me want to turn to Stevie Wonder. We'll see you guys later.
See you guys. See you, Dave.
We'll see you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate everyone for staying with us. Remember, check all these guys out at Pick Dogs. All you guys, everyone that was on the show today. Like I said, we got loaded week of action ahead, and I promise we're all going to make you some money. So definitely go and check those out.
See you.
See you guys.